Dance, Michelle, dance. Woo! Yeah. Perfect timing. You nailed that one.
Got you, buddy.
You absolutely nailed that one.
Got you, buddy.
Hey, everybody. Today's guest started her fitness journey with Fit Club, or NLT, I guess, 4 years ago. And as a client, and is now a facility leader here at Fit Club. She's got 2 kids, biological, and 243 adopted kids, a.k.a. the members over at Fit Club West. Her previous job for 10 years, she worked at Bell MTS as a learning and development consultant. She also used to be a drill sergeant in the Canadian Army. Wait, I got more. For 7 straight weeks, she was the booty shake contest winner at the Palomino Club, and she won 3 gold medals at the Jamaican Me Crazy Twerking Olympics in Negril, Jamaica. Everybody, let me introduce to you Big Mama.
Wow.
This was a last minute failure, so I didn't have the proper intro, so I just made up what I thought it was. But that's pretty close, right?
You nailed it.
I think so. What did you do with those gold medals, by the way? Do you have them hanging over your bed, or from the Jamaican Me Crazy Twerking Olympics?
Well, you see, I actually had to sell them so that I can, stay above water right now financially.
She melted them down.
Fair enough. That COVID-19 is killing everybody, right? Actually, before we get going, let me hit you with some statistics here. I just got it. This refers just to Manitoba. Public health officials reported 9 new cases of COVID, bringing the province's total to 203. That is super low. Hey, I thought it was into the thousands, but I guess we're crushing it in Manitoba. Mm-hmm. 11 Manitobans remain in hospital, out of which 7 of them are intensive care. The province has reported that 17 cases have been resolved, so that's good to hear. Number of deaths remains at 2. The province is opening up what it calls alternative isolation centers this weekend for people who may need extra support. The province's chief nursing officer says housekeeping staff at its acute care centers will start collecting gently used N95 masks for sterilization and reuse if the masks are deemed safe. So there you go. You're all updated for Manitoba. You know what I saw the other day? On Main Street, the cross street would be somewhere like maybe a church, something like that. There is a drive-through COVID-19 testing station at the MPI. Can you picture that?
At the old MPI? Or the MPI?
The MPI.
Yeah, okay.
So they form a lineup with cars.
Yeah.
And then I guess they shoot you. They put you inside the building, and I guess they're testing you, and then they just whip you out. So we drove by it twice over the weekend, and there was probably about 30, maybe 30 cars. So it wasn't crazy, but it was. At least we have one. I didn't even think we had, and there's big signs that say it.
So I'm probably gonna take a lot of flack for this, but everybody's like, "Oh, stay at home," and it's it's spreading, and you're part of the problem and everything. But it's like the reason why cases, I feel, are so high right now is because you probably have it, and now there's like more readily available. Like I can stay in my car and get tested. Like if I have it right now and I go and test it, they tell me it's like, okay, cool, I have it. So should I start freaking out? You know what I mean? And now that adds to that statistic. So when they show that the numbers are growing, and again, sorry whoever I'm offending out there, it's now it's more prevalent, right? Like you can go just drive up and get tested, and of course 1 out of those 10 cars are gonna say that they've gotten it, right? Because we were in contact with somebody.
Yeah, and that's why, and the cases are going to increase substantially, and then it's going to seem like it's an epidemic. But at the end of the day, we just have more testing, right? Yeah. But I also heard that we have, I can't remember the name of it, it's a long word, but apparently there's one, I guess it's a drug that's actually working to help get rid of the COVID. So they're on the right track. There's some good things. I think there's flattening the curve in Italy, they're flattening the curve in China, they're flattening it. Not Spain. I think Spain is now taken over as the number 1 country with cases. But anyways, that's just the things that I've been
if anybody knows what that drug is called, post it in the comments. Don't direct message it to me.
Yeah, right in the comments.
Post it in the comments, okay?
So this week, what we have is our coaches. This is going to be a coaches week. We're going to get to know our coaches. So if you're brand new, you don't get to see them on the blue, so you're going to see them on the screen. We want to make sure you guys are connected to them. So we got Michelle, a.k.a. Big Mama, in the house. So we're going to ask her a few questions. And I will start with this. So you started off 4 years ago as a client at NLT, which for anybody who doesn't know, it was in the basement of the Chief Peguis School. Very awful facility. But man, I can't believe that but that's a whole nother podcast. Anyways, and today, 4 years later, about she is now not only in great shape, but she also works here as a facility leader. So you want to maybe tell us? I remember you when you first started. You do not look like you used to. That's for sure.
yeah.
Tell us about your journey, Michelle.
So it was May 15th, actually. And
You know the exact day?
I do. So my 4 years
Wow.
is coming up in May, a month,
Nice.
just shy of a month. One of my best friends, Tracy, she had come and did a free class and right away said to me, oh my gosh, Michelle, because we worked together at Bell MTS, her and I, and she said, you have to come and try this gym. At that time, I was already a gym member at our work, and I had already had another membership elsewhere. So I was like, no, I don't need another gym in my life. I'm good to go. But I will say this real quick. At that time, I was going through some severe health issues, and I had gained about 100 pounds, and I kept gaining and gaining, retaining water, to the point where my kidneys and liver were starting to fail because my organs were shutting down because I was retaining all this water.
Really?
I had had 2 severe grand mal seizures previously that January prior to the May. And the second grand mal seizure actually left me with brain damage. Took me a year to rewrite my name. And
Wow. What does that mean? To learn how to write again?
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took me a year to rewrite my name and
Wow.
I still have a hard time with my signature, even though I know what it is. The brain still doesn't go with what at the same time.
This is from the seizure. Seizures.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
The second one almost had taken my life because I was seizing for quite a while. And so, long story short, I was gaining all this weight, and then I was like, you know what? Fine, let's go. Back in the day, it was an hour long. It wasn't half an hour long. I still remember after doing it, I puked.
So did you talk about your first workout?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to your first workout.
Yes.
Talk about it. So who was your coach, and what do you remember about it specifically?
All right. So my coach was AJ.
Oh, yeah.
Because I went in the evening after school, after work, pardon me. And he was the coach there. And it was very intense. And like I said, I puked. I literally puked. There was a garbage can right outside the door when you go to leave.
Yeah.
And I remember I was standing out there puking. I could barely breathe. And I remember a few people were like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And I wanted to punch them, like, fuck, get out of here. I'm not okay. I'm dying. But did I die? No.
Yeah.
Long story short, I only got that one free class, and I knew from that moment that this is the place that I needed to be, because never in my life have I ever had my ass whipped so bad. I've been an athlete my whole life, played basketball, professional high-level baseball, all of the things above, and taekwondo, all of that, but never in my life have I ever had my chest was on fire, and so
you were hooked right after that?
first class.
And you have been a member ever since that day? You never took that first class and then left for a
Nope.
month or two?
Never put my shit on hold.
So we have been a member for almost the exact same amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember you and your wife.
Yeah.
Jen was just battling a hamstring issue at that time, and she was always in the far corner by herself sometimes doing certain workouts. And I was like, man, that girl, she's got sexy legs. She's a beautiful woman. I myself went through some hamstring issues too. Even though I didn't have a hamstring issue at the time, I pretended that I did just so I can get to know who she was, because she was, a role model to me, an inspirator. She was very, she had always worked hard. So I got to know who she was, and so I pretended that I was injured too, just so I could work out with her in the corner. And
That would have been my move right there.
right, exactly. So, but long story short, again, you know what? I didn't mind the dungeon. I don't know.
I mean, it was raw and dirty.
I'm a dirty girl. so to me,
really?
that place was it was home for me, right? Like I felt very at home.
It was home for everybody, and when you're there, you got used to it, and it was okay. But once you come here, and in hindsight, right, to think to go back there, no chance. But it was awesome when we were there, for
Right.
sure. It was a good stepping stone.
Right.
Can I ask you more specifically, when you said that you had some health issues?
Right.
Are you okay talking about specifically what they were? I know you said you were gaining weight, retaining water. It was affecting your kidneys,
Right, liver and kidneys.
Liver and kidneys.
Yeah.
So, what specifically was it that you were dealing with, and how did you get rid of it? Or did fitness help you get rid of it?
It was fitness that helped
Yeah.
me get rid of. So what it was I even got to the point where I had to buy those socks that helped with the circulation.
Oh, yeah.
So
Is
I
that a compression sock?
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
to go and get
Okay.
3 pairs, $300 later. And
What?
Yeah, they're $100 a pair.
For-
And you have to get them fitted and everything from
Oh.
a pharmacist,
Yeah,
and
the
you can't
prescription.
just go buy them. You have to actually
Prescription socks?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a thing.
So My ankles were, that was how I knew that something wasn't right, because my ankles were bigger than what I was when I was pregnant. And I thought it was because of the medication that I was on for my seizures. So I said to my pharmacist, the neurologist, my doctor, urologist, all these kinds of whatever, I said, it's from the medication. And then my doctor said, no, Michelle, you have to lose weight. And then that was when I was like, man, who do you think you're talking to, right? Because no one's ever said that to me before.
How'd that feel when he said it to you?
I was in shock, but at the same time, I never, like, now I look back at the photos of who I was then, and holy crap, man, I can't believe I was that big.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I was still getting laid back then, and I was just like, to my ex, I was like, holy crap, man. But thank you. Anyways, again, so because of the water retention, I was putting on so much weight. That's why my kidneys, it was too hard on my kidneys and my liver. And so, again, joined you guys. And within about 6 months, I started to notice that my ankles weren't swelling anymore. I didn't have to wear the socks anymore. And it was just one day at a time, and the true motto of 1% better.
I think you make a good point there, that I feel like 99%, 99.9% of all of our problems have to do with high body fat. I would say that if everybody focused simply on that. Michelle, the other Michelle that works out here, I can't remember her last name.
Wilson.
No, that doesn't work here. Works out here, I should say. Anyways, she was on. I don't know,
Works at Walmart?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. She was on like $2,000, $2,500 worth of medication, and just by getting in a little bit better shape, she's knocked that down by, I don't know, several hundred, if not a few $1,000s. So I think it's. I wish people almost focused on that, because you had that mentality just like that. You were annoyed when your doctor said you got to lose some weight, and you're like, no, it's not that, it's the pills, right, or it's the medication. And too many people rely on their meds, and then they get. They do get heavier on it, but they don't make that connection in their own head. And if you can prescribe socks, you should be able to prescribe fitness, in my opinion. Right? Yeah.
So can we go back to how I remember Big Mama?
Yeah.
So it came, even with before NLT. So NLT, I don't really remember much, but when we came here to Fit Body at the time, so Fit Club, you were coaching, and I remember Michelle had like some kind of attitude. I never saw it because I wasn't here in the evenings for that time. I guess you probably came after 5 or whatever it was, and you were working out in your own headphones, right? You had your own headphones, and like what we always say is, you show your emotion on your face, right?
Yeah.
And so Rick was trying to work with you, and Jen was trying to work with you, and then finally they both came to me and they said, like, you need to have a conversation with Big Mama. And so I was like, hey, like, I like you. We connected on other ways outside of just this, outside of working out. And so I said, let's go meet at Starbucks on Main Street. And I was ready to cut all ties, right? I was like, listen, this ain't working. Your attitude is not what we need on the floor. Basically, you're being an energy suck, and we basically can't have that. And your money is not good anymore. Right? Basically, that's what I said. What meant more was we needed you to be a positive person. We need you to be this. And I remind her of everything else that she brought to the table. And then we walked out of that. We hugged, and we were like on another level. And I mean, you fast forward, a couple months later, and boom, you're working for us full time, right? So you went from, rock star to complete down, and then bam, you're back up. And so speaking of which, and I think a lot of people, you have your rowdy side and you bring out your roar once in a while. I think you can hear it in your coaching. But the progress that I've seen from you, like the growth that I've seen from where you were, and like the small little things that, like, I turn my head and like, what the heck are you doing sometimes to where you are now. Now it's more about yes versus what was that? Do you know what I mean? So can I don't know if I could share this photo or not, but it's from 2008. I'll show it to you first.
That's what caused the beginning of my seizures. That was a severe hit to the head from baseball.
Okay, I thought it was a fight.
No, a lot of people did. So that's what changed my life, actually. I was playing slow pitch, and I got hit to the head.
Okay.
And I was rushed in an ambulance to the hospital, and I was in the hospital for about 3 days on IV. I had a severe concussion. My brain was bruised and bleeding. And that was the beginning of...
So you were pitching?
I was running to first base. I hit the ball to the shortstop, and the shortstop gunned it and
Oh.
clocked me in the side of the head.
Yikes.
So that photo is not from a fight. 'Cause
Not that
definitely
picture.
I,
The other 12 ones.
I have not lost any fights. So with that being said,
See the other guy.
right,
Right? Yeah, yeah.
exactly. But no, that photo, I like to keep that photo every now and then because
Mm-hmm.
it lets me know that sometimes in life you just got to take a step back and slow down, because that's one thing I don't often do
Mm-hmm.
is I don't often take that time to, you know, breathe and slow down, and I'm very like, ah! So on my defense with the headphones and the iPad, it actually was a huge iPad I had put in the front of my chest here, and I had the headphones, and it was no disrespect to Rick's coaching, and it was no disrespect to the facility. It was actually in respect to myself, because what it was I had hit a plateau in my life, and I needed to just get through, and I didn't want to hear that 3-second beep, 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 because every time I heard that first beep, I would quit. And I never wanted to quit. So that is why I had the headphones in, because I wanted to push through the entire 30 seconds. And I apologize, Rick, if I have offended you.
It's all good.
But I just...
This is old news.
Yeah.
it-
3
it-
years, 4 years
at
ago.
the same time,
This guy's
though,
holding a
at the
grudge.
same time, at the same time, though, it's something that I feel that it should be addressed.
No, that's cool, man. It's cool.
And it was for my own being, but sometimes when you're in your own circle, you don't seem to realize the people that you're affecting on the outside.
Great point, and I want to address this. So you and I are very similar in the fact that we walk into a room, and my wife says this all the time, is that everybody knows right away if we are upset, right? We just, certain people can just kind of slide in and nobody even knows they exist. Second we roll in, apparently our energy just infects everybody. And you and I are similar because we default. We can default to the negative, and that's why you got to have the RJs and the Jens surrounding you to bring you up, because we're positive people. We just don't default from the positive side of things, right? So we need to be uplifted. What do you do when you? And I know it still happens to you. It happens to me.
All
What
the
do you
time.
do? What are the little tricks that you have to kind of get you into a positive light when you have to?
And I just want to share this photo. This is the Big Mama.
There you
Jerome,
go.
If you can get on that.
Look at those legs.
This is the Big Mama we know now.
Whew.
This is the respectable Big Mama
Should be a
right
leg
there.
model.
Role model.
So what do you do?
What do I do
Yeah.
when I'm finding
Mindset.
myself?
How do we get it up there?
change my mindset? Well, I'm currently working on that. I think it'll be something that I'll always have to work on. It's just a matter of telling yourself, you know what, smarten up,
Yes.
get the fuck out of it, chill out.
Yeah.
Is life really that bad that you need to be miserable? It's not the people's around you. It's not their problem that you
Or having
for
a bad
whatever
day.
the reason is. So I'm at the age of 42. I'm still trying to figure it out. So when you figure it out, can you let me know? Because it's one of my hardest things, to be honest with you, that I'm trying to learn. I'm not a light switch, and I'm not fake.
Yeah.
That's one thing you'll never ever get from me.
Yeah,
I'm
no
one
doubt.
of those people that I will tell you how I feel and why I'm feeling it. And if I hurt you with the words that I say, I may be the first person to say I'm sorry after, or I might wait 4 years to say I'm sorry.
I feel like one of the things that I do to keep positive is certainly surround myself with people who are, like I said, the positive people, right? You have to do that. You absolutely have to do that because you'll get into your own head. You have to work out every day. Got to come here to a place like this. Like for me, this is everybody can do whatever they want. I'm not trying to preach to you how you have to come here, but for me, I come here. You feel the vibe, you feel the energy, and you know that there's another handful of crusty people in the room as well. But at the end of it, they all turn their attitude around, and together, it's almost like that. What do you call it? What do you call it when you connect through battle? The bonding.
Camaraderie.
The camaraderie of going from negative to positive, and I feel like that's something that carries with me for 24 or 48 hours. But I can tell you this, if I don't sweat, if I don't hit the blue, or if I don't do some kind of activity, I immediately go like this. Immediately go like this, and I have a hard time bouncing out of it sometimes. So even if I watch all my YouTube videos, which is what I always do, podcast videos, which is what I always do, I always end up realizing that in order for me to stay up, got to make those changes, or you got to stay consistent with your friends, you know. Yeah.
True.
Trina Knight says, Michelle, you are so freaking amazing. Keep going.
So amazing.
You are my hero.
She's not a member, actually.
You are inspiring so many with your authenticity and passion. Love, love, love you. You've inspired her entire fitness journey.
Wow.
Do you think 4 years ago you ever would have got a comment like that?
Trina, I just got goosebumps from you. In 4 years from now, you know what? I inspired many people my whole entire life, regardless if it's weight loss or whatever, because I've always been that person that anything I do 130%. I always give my best, no matter what. So,
Who's Trina Knight?
She is, okay, so she's not a member. I have to say thank you to Fit Club. She's followed me along her way, and she's probably lost about 80 pounds by following
Oh, yeah?
and believing and
Nice.
in us. Her daughter and my daughter went to school from K to 12. So
Okay.
that's how I know her, and thank you, Trina.
When you hear something like that, that's exceptional. How many people in the world do you think get a message like that? Not many. You know, you're going to get more people that are like, this guy's a hole or this guy's whatever, but you're not. You inspired me, and you inspire me every day. That's amazing. That's awesome. Good job.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you to the people that are reaching out to us and sending us those messages. Also,
We love it.
What was that post that Madison made?
So
First name, I don't know her last name.
Tony.
Tony. There you
Tony
go.
Carswell.
Yeah.
And so what Tony had posted last night, which totally, made me a little bit emotional, was she had posted and said, hey, what is everybody doing out there to help support Fit Club so that when we get through this pandemic, we are able to still open up the doors? So she had said, perhaps I could buy more Nary's bars. And then, of course, with that, other people responded, and it grew a lot since last night. So a lot of people are saying that they want to buy more supplements. They want to be able to help support us so that we can get through this and open up the doors and continue to change thousands of lives like we do daily.
If they really want to help us, yes, those are obviously putting money into our pockets is the number one way. But by sharing our videos, by sharing this page, if we can get to 10,000 followers, right now we're at just under 7,300 followers. If we can get to 10,000 followers, Facebook will actually start to pay us in the stuff that we're doing, right? So we need 3,000 more people, and if we can get 3,000 likes, I think that'd be pretty easy. I just shared with all my friends the other day. Actually, Tony was one of them that actually liked the page. So if you can share this page, Fit Club North, that would be most appreciated.
Absolutely.
So should I then take with my group, like my friends list or whatever, and I just tell them to like Fit Club North?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
And share this video.
Okay, they don't have a choice. All my friends on Facebook, all 4,000 of yous, you guys are going to get it.
Yeah.
No, we would absolutely appreciate it. Especially when you don't know what's going on, right? This COVID-19 thing. How you guys feeling about that? I'll be honest. I was having dreams last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I woke up at 1:30 in the morning, and it doesn't affect me. I'm a pretty positive guy. I'm a pretty decent position right now with respect to dealing with this, but I was actually sitting there thinking, what if this lasts for 4 or 5 months? What if we get quarantined? What if we go under, what do you call, military law, militia?
Yeah, lockdown.
Yeah, like where they don't allow you,
Yeah.
where you get arrested, which I'm
Yeah.
already hearing is happening in other countries. Can you imagine?
Actually,
Yeah.
Ontario started that. You're not allowed to leave. The police will pull you over and ask you if you're going out for essential needs.
Really, eh?
So,
And I'm just thinking, we've always been, for as long as I've been alive, I've never, ever had to deal with extreme adversity with respect to, like, groceries or water or, the life's basics. Certainly not being able to leave my house. And I'm just thinking to myself, and again, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but yesterday was the first time. Actually, it's the second time, but last night was kind of the worst, where I woke up early and I had a hard time falling back asleep because I started to overthink this. You know what I mean? So is it affecting you quite a bit? Or like?
well, to be quite honest with you, it has affected my finances because I'm unable to do the Booty Shake Mondays at the Pal. So, Christian,
We should do that by Zoom.
Yes.
Christian, line that up by Zoom. We can get all the
Yes.
girls twerking.
right?
Yes.
I kind of agree, and we'll have to get what's his name from QX94 that runs it. But anyways, no.
And even reduce it from 500 to 50. Because what are we buying, right? So
Yeah.
who cares? It's still making a little bit of money.
Right, exactly.
Love it.
But no, I'm just kidding. So,
And you sold your gold medals, so that's gone.
well, my girl's getting made with that. So, Big Mama's coming through. Anyways, the effects that it has on me, to be honest, I don't watch television, so I'm not a news person, okay? I don't keep up with that. You guys are my source of media with anything with it.
Cool.
I think the hardest part is I'm a very affectionate person, and I'm finding that when I'm in a grocery store now and I'm in the same aisle,
You
as,
feel it.
Yeah, when I'm in the same aisle and I'm looking at those, rice crackers, and the person is like going like
Yeah.
this to me, and I'm like, holy smokes, dude! Like
Yeah.
I'm clean. Like
Yeah.
okay, I feel like we're all being, we're all just a walking disease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Big time.
However,
You got the scurvy.
It's,
Yeah.
it's pretty serious, and it hasn't really affected me. I'm not losing sleep over it.
Yeah.
The only thing that affects me is my children, right? So I don't have them with me, so I can't put them in that bubble. So I have to just believe that, my daughter, she's 20, that she's taking the right precautionary measures to keep herself protected. And my son, he'll be 16 in 8 days. I have to hope that he's staying home, right? I had that talk with him. I'm like, you can't go hang out with the boys. You can't go for sleepovers. You need to stay home, right? So that's the only effect that I'm feeling, other than, of course, not seeing the hundreds of members' faces every day. Like that is the part that I miss the most.
Here's a video. Jerome, can you see this? Can you see my phone right now?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. This is a video. I'll show you guys before I show everybody. That's a train with tanks.
Where's that?
Oh my gosh.
My wife sent it to me from somebody sent it to her in one of her groups. We can't confirm that that's here in Manitoba or anywhere near us, but it looks like it. So those are all military vehicles that are being deployed, I guess, or brought somewhere. Again, I don't want to create any hysteria. I don't know exactly where it's coming from or where it was taken, but what are they bringing in tanks and military vehicles for,
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff. So I think that's what triggered me. Babe, stop sending me things like that, please. Just keep me in the dark. Just walk around in a bikini. Let me look at that instead.
Yeah.
Let me talk to a few of our West people. We have a lot of military people from the West.
Yeah, I'd like to know if that's a thing.
I will definitely
You know?
reach out to the people that I know are. That
So,
are
guys,
in the
before these
military.
juices get bad here,
Oh, yeah.
we got some samples that were brought in. So this is a complete bottle, and it's from Fruit de la Vie, right? So it's actually a local girl that makes these juices, and she was working up until, I believe, Friday, and these are the last 3 that she had. She said she needs to take a break because everybody's all about the immunity boosts, and if you can get it in this form, you get something like 5 times the amount of nutrients, okay? So their website is fruitdelavie.com. So we're going to sample 3 different ones. Number 1 is the Total Eclipse. So Rick, I'm going to give that to you. Total Eclipse. Activated coconut charcoal, lime, lemon juice, little maple syrup, and alkaline water. So it's positive water. And of course, for Big Mama, watermelon. You get the watermelon.
Is this
And for me, I love beets.
do they have a physical store or is this an online
Yeah, they
purchase?
have a physical store, and they were actually going to set up at our locations before we had to close, but I believe they're out in like the St. James area on Portage.
Okay.
So
And are they open? Or did they
they are
have to shut-
closed right now. So right now, yours is a detox drink.
Okay.
Okay. Mine is a stamina. So Nary, get ready.
There we get ready.
Coming home.
And Naren, can we get a pet name for RJ, please?
Yeah, please.
Oh my
Invent one so we know
gosh.
for
And we
next
said it can't
podcast.
keep being handsome. It's got to be something different, okay? And I don't have yours. I don't have the pineapple on their website.
What's in her bottle?
Yeah, so
what
read
is that
what-
green stuff?
It's mint.
Mint.
Ooh, mint.
Yeah, it says holy melon, so it's the perfect one for me.
There you go. All right, let's try it out. Big
We all
Mama.
do it at the same time?
All right, let's go. Oh yeah, I love that. I love beets. Like I love
just feel
borscht. This
healthier.
reminds me of borscht.
I feel healthier already.
Yeah. So mine has beetroot, beet, greens, carrot, apple, lemon. You know that's all good.
Mine is activated coconut, coconut charcoal, activated coconut charcoal, lime, lemon, maple syrup, alkaline water. What is coconut charcoal? Activated coconut charcoal. Interesting. Either way, tastes great. I really
And
love it.
Mine's just watermelon and mint.
So it's a detox. So it's a detoxification.
So what else does it say about it? Can we read it?
It removes the heavy metal toxins from items and produces finer grains. This makes it more efficient at binding to toxins in the body, but also makes it more expensive. So that's a very expensive drink right there. Fantastic.
No, it's really good.
So I don't think they're taking any orders this week, but you could find them on Instagram, Fruit de la Vie.
Fruit de la vie.
Yeah, so instead of getting that pizza or whatever, my buddy owns a pizza store, right? Za. He said that their takeout and their deliveries are like through the roof right now, right? And it's like, All right, let's, just because you're staying home doesn't give you a passage to eat like crap 24/7, right? Like
bet.
every day feels like a weekend right now, and so is the eating.
Yeah.
Right. So we got to get it under control because, like you said, who knows how long this is going to be?
Yep.
You might not get that opportunity to burn that off.
Yep.
Right. So then you're going to be 10 pounds behind the 8 ball.
And you know what's crazy is there was 2 days. So we didn't work out yesterday. There's 2 days in a row that I ended up not working out.
Who didn't
I
work
can't-
out yesterday? I worked out yesterday.
You worked out.
You,
You did
you
the
worked
start-
out.
I worked out. I'm trying to think. Today's Sunday. I can't even remember what day it is. There was 2 days. I think it was Thursday, Friday last week, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I felt different.
Yeah.
Coming back, you can't stop.
No.
You can't stop. Like I
can't.
felt thick. Like
Yeah,
I felt
heavy.
like crunches. All I had was
felt sore.
belly. Oh my god, I felt weaker. So you really got to keep that diet on point. And you got to keep moving somehow. Keep on moving. For sure, because when you guys come back here in however long, let's say 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, we're not showing any mercy to you. Just so you know, as coaches,
We're expecting you to be all in tip-top shape.
exactly, or at least tip shape.
Yeah.
we'll work on the top. But you got to come in here tip
Yeah.
shape. We're not going to be pulling any punches. So
Yeah.
you might have to pull a Michelle and vomit for that first workout.
First two, actually.
I got some light questions. Light
Yes.
questions for Big Mama. All right. What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Nice.
Nice.
Love Will Smith.
Okay. So, can you play any instruments?
Negative.
What is the nerdiest thing you do in your spare time?
Nerdiest.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good question.
Can you tell me what spare time means?
What does nerdy mean?
I don't know.
You play.
What do I like? I read in my spare time. That excites me.
What's that movie that every nerd likes? It's 4 hours long. Has to do with like goblins and wizards.
Oh,
gosh, I don't know.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that?
No,
You're into
I
wizardry.
don't watch TV at all. I
Are you down with the wizards, Michelle?
Don't watch TV. No,
All
I'm
right.
not.
Do you have any strange phobias?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to know?
Yes.
Of course.
Can't stand birds.
Oh,
Really?
I hate birds. They scare the crap out of me.
It's funny that that's a thing. Remember that movie, The Birds? You ever watch that?
Yep.
No.
So, like, I don't know, these
Blackbirds.
birds, I don't know. Do you remember that movie?
It
I
was
don't,
like
I've
Stephen
never
King
watched
way
it.
back
Yeah.
in the day. It was like these
It's
blackbirds.
like It, but for birds.
And they were like going after people, thousands of them. Yeah.
Birds, huh?
Birds. Yep. Don't like birds.
Why's that?
Okay.
I got that for feet.
What's the strangest talent that you have?
Twerking.
Twerking. Strangest talent that I have.
It's
I can-
twerking.
I
You're
can-
very good at that.
I can put on eyelashes in 2 seconds.
Is that a hard thing to do?
It is. Yeah, it is. A lot of people have a hard time putting on eyelashes.
So how long does it take you to get ready? You said you get up at 3, but we don't start till 7.
I get up at 4 now.
Okay.
The reason why I get up so early is I like to take that hour to myself to just chill out. Like I don't look at my phone. I don't do anything. I just slowly get my clothes together and I think about things throughout the day. And I thank my blessings. First thing I do every day when I wake up, I sit up on the end of my bed literally, and I thank God that I was able to wake up.
Is that what you say?
I do.
Jerome says that.
I thank God every day that I get another chance
Jerome
at
says
this
that.
day.
No word of a lie.
Because I had both my grand mal seizures in my sleep.
So what do you say it out loud? Like what?
No.
A lot of people say show gratitude. So what are you sitting there and
I
be
just
like
sit
thank?
up in my head, right? So I just sit up and put my hands together. Believe it or not, I'm very religious. I used to go to church, and I am baptized Catholic. So I do sit up on my bed, and I just put my hands together, and I just close my eyes, and I just say, "Thank you, God, for this beautiful day. I appreciate allowing me to have another chance at today, and please bless me and my children, and have a great day."
There you go.
So
Mine's similar.
What is
I
yours?
say I wake up as soon as the alarm goes off, or if it's within that 5 a.m. So even if it's 4:30, I shoot out of bed, and then I put my hands up like this, whether I'm naked or whatever I'm doing, and I say, "Bless this day, this beautiful day. Today, I wish to be the best version of me." And I go, "Woo!" And right to the toilet.
it's because people take life for granted, and we all assume that we're supposed to just wake up, right? So every day that you wake up is another day that you have a chance to be something or a chance to fix something.
Yes.
So don't take life for granted and don't assume that you're supposed to wake up.
Okay. What superpower? Rick's belly laughing now. Are we gonna get a tear out of him?
That was good.
I am so lost here.
All inspirational and then boom, right to the
Toilet.
toilet. Put that in the
Well, we
zingers.
always do that.
RJ Zingers. We'll put a compilation.
All right. So if you could have one superpower, which would you choose?
What would I choose? Oh my god, I'd be invincible.
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking. Invincible or
Yeah,
invisible?
like disappear, but it'd still be here, but you can't see.
Invisible,
me.
yeah. Me too.
Invisible.
Okay. So then what would you do?
You
All the wrong
you don't
things.
want to know.
All the wrong
You should be at
things.
your house. For sure.
You don't want to know.
Come on, Rick. Do something interesting. Jen, get naked or something. Come on.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having that ability? Just roll into somebody, just follow them right into their house. They don't
Yeah.
know. And you
Oh, that'd
just
be gross.
Oh,
They'd be farting in the car. They'd be talking to somebody as soon as they walk in the car. Just,
I feel like that exactly. You would almost hate that superpower.
yeah,
You'd be
you'd
like,
see
I don't
all
want
the-
this anymore.
yeah,
I
you'd
want to
see all the
fly
gross
Or
instead.
I'd
things
want to
and-
hear
yeah.
what people are thinking in their heads. So, like, what are you thinking in your head right now?
Yeah.
I've watched that movie. Did you ever watch that?
Yes.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
Mel Gibson.
What do women want?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I love that. And I'm
Yes.
like, ooh, I don't know. That's
I
crazy.
thought it was kind of
You
good,
gotta read
actually.
it.
It's kind of cool.
Oh no, it's a great movie. But would you want to know? That's the thing.
No, because I'd probably be fighting a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd be standing there looking at a guy, and all he'd be thinking about is sex.
No.
Rick,
I don't know.
right?
I don't know how to answer that
I
question.
don't know. We don't even know, but we're doing it.
I'd be offended.
What superpower would you want?
I
I got a new one actually.
Flying has always been cool to me.
Yeah.
I've always had the dreams of flying. I get so I remember I used to get so tired because I would think that I was flying, and then I'd wake up and just sweat. Right, but I think flying is probably my go-to.
There's a movie with Will Smith where he can fly. He's an alcoholic and he flies around and he does a lot of good things. Like he'll stop criminals, but he's
Yeah.
just he's just kind of an asshole about it. So like when he takes off to fly, he leaves this big hole in the concrete.
Right.
Or he'll catch a bad guy and he'll take the vehicle. Like he's a superhero.
Right.
And he takes it and he like just drops the vehicle on top
Oh, yeah.
of a building, smashing the whole building. So even though he's doing right, he's doing all kinds of damage.
Yeah,
Isn't that Call Me Crazy one more time?
No, it's just like one.
Hancock.
No, but
Hancock.
yeah,
There it
that's
is.
what he says. Call me crazy one more
Yes,
time.
Oh,
that's
yes.
it. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah, you're right.
exactly.
Anyways, I always thought that was that would have been a cool superpower. Flying especially.
No thanks.
That would be cool. Anyways, what else you got for Michelle? Any more questions there?
Interesting. Okay, so this is what I found. So why do people dream of flying? Dreams about flying generally represent some form of release from mental or emotional strain or tension in some part of your life. So this could be anything that has been bothering you, such as a stressful situation at work, tension in relationship, problems at home, etc.
I never have that. What about
Flying
falling?
away from your problems. I'll tell you this: when I'm having this dream of flying, I'm usually getting chased.
Yeah.
So I'm flying away from the problem, right? Like I've had many times of that where I'm getting into a fight with somebody, and then all of a sudden I'm like they're chasing me, and I'm just going. So that
when
makes
you
sense.
fall, do you wake up with that feeling in the gut?
Oh man, I often get that a lot, right? Or just right before you're about to fall asleep, and you get one of those,
Yes.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So, but I
All the
usually
time.
do get a lot of falling, and so I'm not sure. I think there's something to be said with that.
All of my dreams come when I eat bad right before bed, and they're always, for the most part, my life related. So it's not like all of a sudden I'm like a farmer in Montana chasing two-headed cows. It always has to do with the gym or my house or the wife. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's always that. I never go outside of my little world and start dreaming about different things. But I don't dream that often. I used to dream a lot.
I'm dreaming a lot lately. How about this?
Have you?
Have you had the same dream come back, like where you've ended it, and then a couple of days later it kind of continues?
No, nothing that I can remember. So something like that would have stuck with me. But no, are you having that?
I've had a few of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I find with the Zops, I don't. If I take a Zop, I want to be completely out. I don't have any dreams.
Yeah, you wanna
I don't
explain
even
what Zops
remember.
are?
What's that?
You want to explain what Zops
So
are?
Zopiclones, or is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Are they're prescription sleeping pills. So when I had my knee injury, I couldn't sleep at all, and the only thing that was able to give me any type of relief, I didn't sleep for 5 to 7 days. It was the worst, right? Like if people are like, "Well, you should never get into prescription," try not sleeping for 5 to 7 days, and so I took that, and it gave me immediate sleep. You know, I only take it once in a while. Like if I really have to get up in the morning and I maybe ate too late, or if I feel like I've got way too much energy at night and I got to get up to coach at 5 in the morning, then I'll take a half and it'll put me to sleep. But I find that when I do take that, I don't have any dreams. I just remember going to bed and then I wake up and that's it. Sometimes I don't even feel like I slept.
Yeah.
You ever get that?
Scared to sleep through an alarm if you take something
It doesn't
like
last that long.
No.
Like
Yeah.
2-3 hours, and you'll be. It doesn't help you stay asleep, but it'll put you to sleep instantly. Yeah.
I have I'm familiar with Zopiclones too, and one of the things that I disagree with is this narrative that sleeping pills are bad. I feel like everybody has an issue with sleeping.
Yeah,
If we were
everybody.
to put a post, like, hey, do you have a
Yeah.
problem sleeping? 7 million people would say yes to it, right?
I'm gonna post that right now.
So we have the ability. So you've heard of the term biohacking, right? All these little things that we have available to us, little technologies, little ways of doing stuff. Like, for example, cryogenic freezing, where you stand in this thing and it freezes your body for 3 minutes and
Yeah.
it helps to renew your cells and all kinds of stuff. That's called biohacking. CBD, biohacking. Cold showers is biohacking.
Water.
Stuff like that. Water is biohacking.
biohacking, yeah.
To me, if you can incorporate something that will help you get a good night's sleep, there's absolutely no reason that you shouldn't be taking it. If you're the type of person who's, say, high stressed or high in pain, something like that, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take something that the world has created and allow it to do good for your body? Now, of course, everybody
But
will.
Rick, it's addictive.
It's addictive.
Maybe, and I see it as a way to reestablish your sleeping habits too. So let's say you, like when I've flown overseas, I come back, my whole, like, I'm jet lagged, right? Or one weekend we have a 6-week party and then I have to stay up till 12 or 1 o'clock, and then next, so you know what I mean? You start to build up these habits, and then this will, like, okay, 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. if I want to be sleeping, 8:30,
Yeah.
9, I'm sleeping, 4 a.m., refreshed,
And
and you wake up feeling like superhuman because I slept the entire night.
Yeah, and I remember your concern was, are you going to be groggy? That's what everybody else. You're going to be groggy? Will you sleep through an alarm?
Yeah.
No, this is so calculated and precise that if you take it at 10, you will wake up refreshed at 5 or whatever dose your doctor
Well, yeah, you can't take
recommends.
it at 4 a.m. and then expect to wake up at 6.
Yeah, you
and
got to
not
be
feel
right. You got to
yeah.
be consistent with what you do, but
Yeah.
form a good sleeping habit. But yeah, I absolutely think why not? If you can take it, if you have this ability to help you sleep, take it. We all need sleep, right?
So when you say you have this ability to help you sleep, what is the problem for you when is it that when you put your head down on the pillow, you can't just fall asleep? Or is it you want to stay asleep for more than 4 hours? What is the problem?
So why do I take a sleeping pill?
Please.
Consistent sleep, number one reason. Like everybody, if you're trying to fall asleep naturally, when you have a schedule like what I do, which is wake up, go to the gym, run my business, come back and coach, I don't have the. I guess maybe I do, and I guess I could, but I don't want to. I don't want to try and fall asleep naturally if I can, or if I don't have to, because you know how it is. You start thinking, or your body, you ate something wrong, or whatever. There's so many things that keep you awake. Just as exactly like if you make that post, everybody's going to say that they can't sleep. So in order to keep my schedule, my routine tight, my schedule tight, that's why I incorporate it into my day-to-day. So, but one of the things that I found helps me sleep a lot better is less stress. You know,
Right.
and when I took the stress out of my life, that was a big contributor to being able to have good, solid sleep. And one other thing I'll tell you, one of the things that can happen, everybody's different, even if you take a sleeping pill, is your quality of sleep, right? Your REM sleep. How deep are you going to fall into
Right.
sleep? And you'll still jump out of it. Like if you got to pee, you're going to come out of that
Yeah.
sleep and you're going to go to the bathroom, and then, I have to pee all the
Hope
time.
so.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So, and hopefully you fall back asleep. But one of the things that I started taking, which in my opinion, and I've really been paying attention to what this is doing for me, is CBD.
Yeah.
CBD oil.
That's what Umesh posted.
Did he?
CBD, THC before prescription pills.
It helps me stay asleep or give me deep REM sleep. That's what I've noticed. So those are the two little hacks that I use to teach their own, right?
I've gone backwards with it, and at first I thought melatonin didn't do anything. But the key for me to getting deep sleep and just being like ready to go to sleep is consistent bedtime, right? Like every time I push it past 9:30, I feel it. And the lot more I do that, the more my body makes adaptations to it.
Right.
And so for me, the best thing I've done was to just start with the melatonin. Like I went backwards, so I went Zops, then melatonins, and I've done the CBD oil, and that helps as well. But there's a lot of nights where I don't need anything just because of consistency, right? Like 8:30, I'm a little bit cranky, I'm a little
Yeah.
bit tired, and there's a point where I'm just like, okay, Nair, I can't stay up with the kids anymore. I'm going to bed.
We're going to wrap this up, but one last question. Do you sleep with your phone next to your body? Do you?
Yes, that is the problem for me. So because it's my alarm, and I don't want to wake the person next to me with this big blaring alarm at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So I have the phone, which kind of vibrates, right? But I'm not going to lie. Like every night, I wake up at least once in the middle of the night. And now I'm starting to be like, okay, I'm awake. I don't care what time it is. I don't need to look at my phone.
Yeah.
And that's the issue, right? You wake up and you're like, oh, you look at your phone. I got all these messages. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, no. So finally now I'm actually able to control that. I believe that's an addiction. And
Big time.
And I'm not addicted to really anything other than Fit Club. But so now I actually keep the phone up high on the dresser so that when it vibrates, it'll wake me up still.
Good.
There's this cool app that I bought. Sorry, there's this cool, not bought, but it's free. It's called the Good Morning app, and basically you set your alarm, and then 30 or 20 minutes before you're actually set to wake up, it'll light up as like yellow,
Nice.
right? So it's like the sunlight, and then as it gets closer to, it just turns brighter, and then it's like birds chirping. So one time, like a couple
Oh, I
weeks
like
ago,
that.
a couple weeks ago, I was laying in bed. And I'm like, oh, the birds are out. Like literally, I was like, I looked, and it's like this big bright halo of light coming from my phone, and I looked over, and I was like, that was the phone.
Yeah.
Like I legit thought there was birds out at 4:30 in the morning, and it was like,
What's that app called?
I don't know. Just look up Good Morning or Easy Wake Up app.
Cool. All right, guys. I appreciate you coming onto the show, Big Mama. I appreciate you making me laugh until I almost had to pee. Everybody, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. And if you have issues with sleep, put it in the comment below. We want to know what's up.
Yeah.
Have a good day.